Hello, and welcome to Prevail Marketing's daily YouTube video, where we talk about marketing sales and hopefully provide you some tips, tricks, strategies, techniques, ideas that might help you grow your business. My name is Bill Arnold. I'm your host and president of Prevail Marketing. Please check us out at prevailmarketing.com or prevail.marketing. Today, what I want to do is talk to you about something that I think might help a lot of people. The title of our topic today is the agency model broken. Now, that's pretty radical for an agency owner to ask that question. Well, the answer, of course, it isn't broken, but it's simply not for everybody. And let me explain. We know that the economy has been in distress for quite a while now. And I'm honestly, listen to some pundits, it's not going to end any soon, the distress. So what you're finding is a lot of medium-sized businesses are cutting back. They made the decision they're going to ride this out. They simply can't afford all their expenses. They're not making money themselves. So rather than lay off their internal staff, they're letting go of their agencies. Well, what's the impact of that to them? Well, the reason that they hired agencies in the first place is they didn't think their internal staff had the expertise, knowledge, or skill set to grow their business. So they're really saying, I'm going to ride this out. I'm going to wait. I'm going to just see what happens. Well, many of their competitors either have the money or the vision to realize that's not a good option. So by the time the economy starts turning around and everything starts picking up, they're going to find their competitors that gobbled up the market share that they've lost without firing a shot. So waiting and doing nothing is not the best alternative. I also recently talked to a young startup company. They simply don't have a lot of revenue, but they've got two very, very inexperienced people doing marketing sales. And I mean, very inexperienced. I mean, I took a quick look at what they were doing, and in 5 seconds, I realized, wow, they're missing lots of great opportunities. Not because these people weren't trying, but they just simply didn't know. So what is a small to medium-sized business to do? What is a small startup company to do when they realize that they don't have the internal expertise to do marketing or sales? They don't have the people. They may have a few inexperienced people working for them, but they know they're missing out on opportunities. What are they to do? Well, it isn't an either or. It isn't I hire an agency or I do nothing. Thankfully, there's an intermediate approach. And that intermediate approach is hiring a fractional chief marketing officer or a fractional chief growth officer. These individuals have the knowledge, the expertise, and most importantly, the experience to help you out immediately. So what is a fractional chief marketing officer or a chief growth officer? As the name implies, they're part-time. They are highly experienced individuals, marketing or sales, who dedicate a fixed amount of time every single month to help you grow your business. But the best part, they're extremely cost effective. So what's the difference between a chief marketing officer, chief growth officer, and a consultant? Very important one. Consultants give you advice. I think you need to start a nurture campaign. I think you need to improve your website. You know what? You need to do some inbound marketing. A fractional CMO, a fractional CGO actually is hands-on, operationally hands-on, and does the work. So when I talk about chief marketing officer, chief growth officer, let me explain the difference between the two. So they're very important. A chief marketing officer just does that. They sit above the marketing department, such as you have it, and they will ensure that you get bottom of the funnel leads, highly qualified bottom of the funnel leads to give to your sales team. A chief growth officer sits above marketing and sales. And that person not only is responsible for bringing in those high value leads, but also is responsible for closing those sales. They do everything. So what are the benefits of hiring a CMO or CGO? Well, first off, obvious one is cost savings. I mean, if someone's only working 10 hours a week or 10 hours a month even, versus 40 hours a week, think of the cost savings you're going to have. The question you ask yourself, like, can they really do anything in that 10 hours? Absolutely. They have a high level of expertise. These are senior level executives who worked in-house at companies that have been highly successful. They can look at something in a fractions of a few seconds, say, this is what you need to do. And they got a wheelhouse of things they've done in the past they can pull from, massage it, and make it work for you. So you don't have to build it from scratch. The time savings you get and the experience you will have is uncalculable. The effectiveness. How effective are a fractional CMO? Again, this is not their first rodeo. They know what to do. They've been highly successful. They will show you how to get things done. That's what they're there for. They're highly effective, and it's flexible. Some months you may scale up and say, look, I've had a good month. Let's do 20 hours a month. Some months you say, scale back, I can only do 5. What can you do for 5? And they'll provide you that information. They're also objective. I've seen not most, but a lot of business owners who are in the weeds. They can't see trees for the forest, if you will. They can't see beyond that level of grass because they're so deep in the weeds. They really can't see what they're missing. A CMO or CGO, a fractional basis, can give you that insight that maybe you're missing. They bring experience from a lot of different companies, very similar to yours, and they can turn around and say, look, this is the path forward. They can see things that you can't. Leadership. Again, they can help your existing marketing or sales team grow, learn, perform better. They will teach them the tips, tricks, and techniques on how to be better, so eventually they can carry the ball forward. And there's limited administration costs. Because they're fractional basis, they're part-time, they're 1099. You don't have any insurance, you don't have any employment taxes, you don't have any other expenses on paying them a fee for their services. Who are the best candidates for a startup or for a CMO? Startups. Startups really, I've seen a lot of startups that are founded by an engineer who are very, very smart, have great ideas. They created great products, but they have no clue how to do marketing or sales. They simply don't. They think they do, but they don't. An experienced fractional CMO or CGO can come in there, give them guidance, set them on the right path, and take the time it would take to grow, cut it in half. They can put together things like pitch decks. They can find qualifying investors. They've done it before. They can create a compelling growth strategy and implement it, okay? They can work with your finance team to present a budget and financial outlook. They can pitch the benefits to investor groups. They can do all of that, plus grow your business because they've done it before. These are skill sets that most startup companies don't have. I had a startup company one time that came to us and they said, look, we need investors. We need investors, and our idea is basically now just a concept. A concept was how to help elderly or frail people continue to live independently. They had some ideas, but they were very scattered. We helped them formulate their ideas. We helped them put together a pitch deck, helped to build their website and get enough marketing traction that an investor would look and say, wow, this does have some legs. And then we introduced them to a series of investors. One of those investors gave them $7 million for a 5% share. Pretty good situation for them. Mid-sized companies are also ideally suited for using a fractional CMO, particularly if they do not have a well-defined marketing or sales plan, if they're finding their sales are lagging or experiencing little or no growth, they've had a poor return on investment, or maybe not even know what their ROI is, or they just feel they lack focus or direction. They've got a team in place, but they seem to be treading water. A fractional CMO, CGO can come in for a period of time, doesn't have to be forever. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be a year, and turn around that business and then step away and you continue growing. So how much does a CMO or a CGO cost? Good question. And that question depends on the individual. I've seen CMOs ask $300 an hour for a fractional basis. And here's what I know. Most startups and most mid-sized companies who can't afford to hire an agency certainly can't afford that for a fractional CMO. Prevail Marketing, we understand that. We'll charge $100 an hour for a fractional CMO, $150 an hour for a fractional CGO. Someone comes in and does the whole thing. If you want to have a fixed fee, which I prefer, saying, look, you know what, we're going to spend this much a month and you just get it done, we can do that. I can do that as well. And here's the point. We just don't give you anybody. Before we'll assign any CMO or CGO to your account, they have to have a proven track record in your vertical of success. A proven track record. More than that, they also will use all of our discovery and assessment process. So they'll get to understand your business, your industry, your total addressable market. They can make recommendations about the business model you're doing as well, because they will look at everything. And they'll know your business, they'll know your competitors, they'll know your company as well as you before they start making recommendations and implementing strategies. So if you think that you might benefit from a fractional chief growth officer or a fractional chief marketing officer, please check us out. Go to prevailmarketing.com and see what we can do for you. Thank you and have a good day. Oh, before I forget, you found this video valuable, please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe. Thank you. Have a good night.